Hey, hello. Thanks for taking 5 with Wolf Gorlick. A few minutes riffing on IT and IT security. Today looking at routers, firewalls, switches, and team spirit. These things all go together. Honest, I swear. Why? Because today is February 20th. What does February 20th mean? It means it's Kurt Cobain's birthday. And had he still been alive, he would have been in his 50s, which is mind-blowing and should not happen. I don't want to feel that old. Right? I mean, granted, my hair is more salt than pepper these days as these videos go on year after year. But it is really interesting, right? A lot has changed since the 90s. Fashion, music, technology, the security vulnerabilities we care about. Maybe not that last one. It's a sad fact that so much of the things that we run are still vulnerable. And the tip for you is this: that includes your firewalls, your routers, and switches. You better keep an eye on them. Why? Because we've got even more news out that shows that the problem of software security in these devices continues to be a problem. The Cyber Independent Testing Lab, CITL, Cyber Independent Testing Lab, released a report end of last year. They looked at 15 years of firmwares, 6,000 plus firmwares. They downloaded, they looked at them, and the headline quote in some of these articles is, "Nobody is even trying." That was from the chief scientist who conducted the study, Sarah Zatko, and what they found was that we continue year after year after year to produce firmwares with major software vulnerabilities. Those include things like privilege escalation. Those include things like services that should be off still being on. They include things like, sadly, hard-coded passwords, which doesn't seem to be dying anytime soon. Can we please get to a password future now? But what that means, in addition to the fact that you need to plan for routing, firewalls, and switching, firmware updates, patching, and all those sort of things, if you're running on-prem technology, right? A lot of us are like, hey, what do you mean? It's all in the cloud. Kudos to you. But for the rest of us who still have legacy tech and on-premise tech that we're going to be maintaining for quite a while, we need to include a patch, right? That needs to be part of our issue. Vulnerability, assessing, then patching and remediating. But it also means something even deeper. It means that we need to accept, if the past 15 years were any indication, that moving forward, there's going to be continued vulnerabilities. That means that we need to accept that at any point in time, our firewalls, our routers, and switches could become a jump point for criminals. That means that we need to accept that the way we segment and design and put in place choke points could be undermined. That is to say, we need to start designing our networks with the idea that any one point can be broken at any one point in time, and security needs to keep going. A lot of work's been done on this already, of course. You hear about this in terms of deperimeterization. You hear about this in terms of zero trust networking. You hear about this in terms of the internet as the network. We just assume that anything on our inside of our network is probably as weird and wild and woolly as anything outside of our network. So strides are being made there. There's ways to address it. But this study, man, just rocked me, right? 15 years. No one's even trying. What do you think? What are your ways of dealing with networking equipment that probably has O-days, definitely has vulnerabilities? Comment, social media, hit me up.